Saying yes to what is waiting to be born within you is one of the hardest invitations to accept from God. There's risk in waiting. And more often than not, the act of saying yes turns out to be the easiest part. It's the waiting and the doubt that can kill you. A few years ago, sitting at a Bulls game with my 10-year-old nephew, I learned something about waiting that has never left me. I'd won the tickets at an auction, and I spent the weeks leading up to the game thinking about what this great time it was going to be, how we were going to bond together, we were going to sit and watch the Bulls slam dunk. My nephew loves sports. But on the ride into the city, he was kind of quiet. I asked questions, and he answered. The United Center turned out to be really loud with way too many things to look at. And my nephew seemed most genuinely happy with the pop I'd bought him. We barely spoke. I tried to convince myself that this is what serious sports fans do. They watch, they don't talk. But by the third quarter, I saw him yawn, and I panicked. Doubt seeped into my thoughts, and I started to wonder and worry about where I'd gone wrong and whether or not I really was a good aunt, and if he'd ever even allow himself to be seen in public with me again. And then the auto replay kicked in, and those thoughts swirled around and around and around until something deep within me said, wait for it. Just wait for it. So I did. I waited through the third and fourth quarter in silence. I waited as we put on our coats to leave. I waited as we walked back to my parked car. I didn't know what exactly it was I was waiting for. I only knew that it was good and that it would come. We climbed into my car shivering. It was 9 degrees outside. I knew we weren't going anywhere anytime soon in that packed parking lot. And with the cold air coming through the heat vents, we somehow stumbled into a conversation about books. And in a matter of 30 seconds, we completely bonded over all the books we had not read. Not Harry Potter, not the Chronicles of Narnia, not even The Hobbit. The ride home was like old times. I even watched him as he reenacted a scene from the game for his dad, and I knew he'd had a good time. Taking my nephew to a Bulls game may not compare to birthing your deepest longings, but the waiting is just the same. The real risk is in waiting for it, not knowing the shape or size or form or outcome, but trusting that something good will come. I don't know about you, but my life has had large swaths of waiting. I'm on year 3 of trying to birth my family through adoption. Maybe you're waiting to birth a new career, one that nourishes your soul. Maybe you're waiting for the drought of finances to pass, or a way to reach across the miles of loneliness and hurt and build a new relationship. Maybe you're waiting to be a dad, or to write that novel you've always been dreaming of. Whatever it is that you're waiting to birth, that night at the Bulls game, I learned that there are 2 kinds of waiting. There's waiting and there's anticipation. The kind of waiting you put your heart into that asks us to work hard and to still believe, to have faith, to surrender to the darkness and the not knowing that surrounds all new life, to trust that God will always find us. And that kind of waiting is holy ground.